Hi students, have a nice day. Today we are going to learn about 10th standard science. The topic name is optics. Part 4. The human eyes are most valuable and sensitive organs responsible for vision. They are the gateway of the wonderful world.
Next we move to structure of eye. The eyeball is approximately spherical in shape with a diameter of about 2.3 cm. It consists of a tough membrane called sclera which protects the internal parts of the eye. Important parts of human eye are cornea, iris, pupil, retina, ciliary muscles, eye lens. So first one, cornea. This is the thin and transparent layer on the front surface of the eyeball. When light enters through the cornea, it refracts or bends the light on the lens. Next we move to iris. It is the colored part of the eye. It controls amount of light entering into the pupil like camera aperture. It may be blue, brown or green in color. Every person has a unique color, pattern and texture. Next one, pupil. It is the center part of the iris. It is the pathway for the light to retina. Next one, retina. This is the back surface of the eye. It is the most sensitive part of human eye on which real and inverted image of object is formed. Next one, ciliary muscles. It helps to change the focal length of the eye lens according to the position of the object. Next, last one, eye lens. It is the important part of human eye. It is convex in nature. Next, let us learn about working of the eye. The transparent layer cornea bends the light rays through pupil located at the center part of the iris. The light rays from the objects are converged and real and inverted image is formed on retina. Then retina passes received real and inverted image to the brain through optical nerves. And finally, the brain senses it as erect image. Next we move to power of accommodation. The ability of the eye lens to focus nearby as well as the distant object is called power of accommodation of the eye. When we look at a closer object, the focal length of the eye lens is decreased by the contraction of ciliary muscle. Thus, the image of the closer object is clearly formed on the retina. Next, we move to persistence of vision. If the time interval between two consecutive light pulses is less than 0.1 second, human eye cannot distinguish them separately. It is called persistence of vision. A normal human eye can clearly see all the objects placed between 25 cm and infinity. But for some people, the eye loses its power of accommodation. This could happen due to many reasons including aging. Hence, their vision becomes defective. Let us discuss some of the common defects of human eye. So first defect, myopia. Myopia, also known as short-sightedness, occurs due to the lengthening of eyeball. This defect, nearby objects can be seen clearly, but distant objects cannot be seen clearly. This defect can be corrected using a concave lens. For example, a person with myopia eye can see up to a distance x. Suppose that he wants to see all objects further than this distance, that is up to infinity. Then the focal length of the required concave lens is f is equal to minus x. If the person can see up to distance x and he wants to see up to a distance y, then focal length of required concave lens is f is equal to xy divided by x minus y. Next we move to hypermetropia. Hypermetropia, also known as long sightedness, occurs due to the shortening of eyeball. With this defect, distant object can be seen clearly, but nearby object cannot be seen clearly. This defect can be corrected using a convex lens. For example, A person with hypermetropia eye can see an object beyond a distance d. Suppose that he wants to see all objects closer than this distance up to a distance d. Then the focal length of the required convex lens is f is equal to dd divided by d minus d. Next we move to presbyopia. Due to aging, ciliary muscles become weak and the eyelids become rigid, that means inflexible. The eyelids loses its power of accommodation. Because of this, the aged person cannot see the nearby objects clearly. So it is also called as old age hypermetropia. This defect can be corrected by using bifocal lenses. Next we move to astigmatism. In this defect, I cannot see parallel and horizontal lines clearly. It may be inherited or acquired. It is due to the imperfect structure of eye lens because the development of cataract on the lens, ulceration of cornea, injury to the refracting surface, etc. Astigmatism can be corrected by using cylindrical lenses. Next we are going to learn about microscope. This is an optical instrument which helps us to see tiny, that means very small objects. It is classified as two types. First one, simple microscope, and another one is compound microscope. The simple microscope are used by watch repairers and jewelers to read small letters clearly, to observe parts of flower, insects, etc. Next we move to compound microscope. Compound microscope is also used to see the tiny objects. It has better magnification power than simple microscope. Next we see about construction of compound microscope. A compound microscope consists of two convex lenses. The lens with the shorter focal length is placed near the object and is called the objective lens or objective piece. The lens with larger focal length and larger aperture placed near the observer's eye is called as eye lens or eyepiece. Both the lenses are fixed in a narrow tube with adjustable projection. Now we are going to see about the working of compound microscope. The object is placed at a distance slightly greater than the focal length of the objective lens. A real inverted and magnification image is formed at the other side of the objective lens. This image behaves as the object for the eye lens. The position of the eye lens is adjusted in such a way that the image falls within the principal focus of the eyepiece. This eyepiece forms a virtual enlarged and erect image on the same side of the object. Next, compound microscope has 50 to 200 times more magnification power than simple microscope. Next, we move to traveling microscope. A traveling microscope is one of the best instruments for measuring very small length with high degree of accuracy at the order of 0.01 mm. It works based on the principle of Vernier. Its least count is 0.01 mm. Next, we move to telescope. Have you seen the recent lunar eclipse? With our naked eye, we cannot visualize the phenomenon distinctly. Then, how can we see the distant object in clear manner? Is it possible with telescope? Yes, it is possible with telescope. Telescope is an optical instrument to see the distant object. The first telescope was invented by Johann Lippershey in 1608. Galileo observed the satellites of Jupiter and the rings of Saturn through his telescope. Kepler invented telescope in 1611, which was fundamentally similar to the astronomical telescope. Now we are going to see about types of telescope. There are two types of telescope. They are astronomical telescope and terrestrial telescope. So first one, astronomical telescope. An astronomical telescope is used to view heavenly bodies like stars, planets, galaxies and satellites. Next we move to terrestrial telescope. The image in an astronomical telescope is inverted, so it is not suitable for viewing object on the surface of the earth. Therefore, a terrestrial telescope is used.
It provides an erect image. Next, the major difference between astronomical and terrestrial telescope is erecting the final image with respect to the object. Now we can see about advantages of telescope. Telescope can be viewed even with the low intensity of light. Elaborate view of the galaxies, planets, stars and other heavenly bodies is possible. Next, the disadvantages of telescope are frequent maintenance needed. It is not easily portable one. Thank you, students.